Okay, we can go ahead and get started then. Good morning. It's Thursday, June 13th, 2024 at 9:05 a.m. My name is Justin Hopkins, and I'm the Public Involvement Specialist for the Nevada Department of Transportation. I'd like to formally welcome everybody to the public workshop for proposed changes to existing regulations and potential removal of an existing regulation at NDOT. If you need a copy of today's agenda, it's available on the public involvement section of our website, dot.nv.gov. On the top of the page, there's a section that says public involvement. Click there and scroll down until you see that. It was also in the notification of this public workshop that was sent out, or that was distributed and posted last month. This meeting is being recorded, and any comments that you have will be part of the public record. Normally, we put a time limit on our public comments, but seeing as how I have no in-person attendees in Las Vegas, there's no in-person attendees currently in Carson City, I think we can be a little bit more free-flowing, and I won't set the clock, but just please keep comments to a reasonable time frame. The purpose of this workshop is to gather feedback from the public before submitting the regulation changes to the Legislative Council Bureau and ahead of a public hearing on the regulation. For now, I'd like to get things started by handing it over to NDOT's Deputy Director for Planning and Administration, Sandra Rosenberg.
Good morning, everyone. Again, my name is Sandra Rosenberg, Deputy Director for Planning and Administration. Thank you for joining us this morning. This workshop has to do with a minor change to a regulation, and that is in NAC 408.796. The proposed change is to remove Section 2, which states when 6 or more qualified businesses apply to display a business sign for an attraction on a panel, the department or its contractor may establish a fee to the specific area where the business sign will be displayed, which reflects the market value for a sign in the area. So we are just proposing removing that section of the NAC, and that's what we're here for today. I don't think I have anything else to add. This is a pretty minor change, but we are here to solicit any comments or feedback you might have.
Thanks, Sandra. Does anybody have any public comments they'd like to add to the record? If you do, just you can unmute yourself and just please state your name for the record. All right, it doesn't appear that we have any comments or questions. Sandra, would you like to keep this window open for a particular length of time then to allow more people to join us?
Yes, I would say just to be safe, let's keep it open until, let's say 9:45.
9:45, great.
Is this just, sorry, Justin, is this for the initial public comment or the meeting overall?
So we rather skipped over the initial public comment, which is fine. We can, this is not, since this is just a workshop, we didn't have to adhere strictly to the agenda and take votes and things of that nature. But we basically already went on to number 5.
Okay.
Agenda item number 5, where we talked about the proposed changes that we were going to delete. Brian, I see your hand is raised. Please go ahead.
Yeah, this is Brian Reeder. I represent the Nevada Contractors Association. I'm just curious, what does this mean? Is this like a revenue thing for NDOT? Can you explain a little bit more about that?
Yeah, thanks, Brian. And thank you, Justin. I neglected to read the part about why we're doing this, and this is pursuant to Governor Lombardo's executive order number 2023-003. Which is really looking to reduce the number of regulations for the state. So, you know, we look through, as you know, Brian, the majority of our regulations and statutes have to do with public safety and federal requirements. So we took a deeper dive into all of our different procedures and whatnot that are in statute and regulation, more so regulation, and found this. You know, we contract out the program for the sign logos, the interstate sign logos, And I don't believe we get a huge number of applications, and it's rare, if ever, that we get 6 or more on one panel and we start to talk about fees for it. So just to simplify the process, it's really just removal of establishing a fee due to the number of requests on a panel. So just it's really a minor kind of cleanup, again, just in efforts to reduce the number of regulations.
I appreciate the answer. Are these the signs that say like, hey, there's a Starbucks up ahead?
Yes.
Is that okay?
Yeah. So yeah, food, lodging, gas, those sorts of things with the individual logos on them. This whole area of the regulations address that program, and so we're just removing the ability to collect that fee is all.
Is it okay? Thanks. Is that do the businesses still have to pay for like an advertisement there, and it's just the fee to initially apply? I guess I'm just curious if this is at all a revenue source for NDOT?
That is a great question, Brian. I don't believe it is. I'd have to check because we do contract out this program. I'm not familiar with all of the specifics in it.
Okay.
But I don't believe that this is really a revenue generation for us.
10-4.
Yeah.
Any follow-up you have on that, just so I can explain it to my client and let them know that it's not really an issue, not a revenue thing.
I'll ask some more questions and I'll get back to you, Brian, and maybe Justin, we can post it somewhere so anyone else who's interested understands a little bit more.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
Thank you, Brian. We'll keep this comment window open until 9:45 a.m. in case anybody joins us either in person or online. If you do have a question or a comment, please feel free to speak up. Obviously, we have a small group this morning, so I don't think we need to be too formal about regulations with regard to our comments. So, thank you.
And while we are waiting, I'm going to go on mute and see if I can get the answer to your question this morning, Brian.
I see we have a new attendee, Mary. Mary, we have completed the initial portion of the workshop. We had a few questions and comments, but we were keeping it open for until 9:45 for others to join. I see you just joined. Did you have some questions or comments about the proposed regulation change or regulation removal, or comments for the record? If you're speaking, Mary, you're on mute. Otherwise, I will assume that you do not have a question or comment. But if you do end up with a question or comment, please let us know and we can address that here. Mary, I see you've rejoined. As I mentioned earlier, we have completed the formal presentation portion of the regulation change workshop. However, if you have any questions or comments, feel free to make them. You'll just need to unmute yourself. Or if you are having trouble with the audio, you can also leave a question or a comment in the chat feature, which is on the top bar. It's the little bubble that says chat. Feel free to type a question or a comment there. Hey, Shane. Thanks for joining us. We completed the formal presentation of the proposed change to the regulations. We've been leaving the window open to allow for more time for anybody to join, to make comments or ask questions. You are hearing me, right?
Yes. Hey, can you guys hear
Okay.
me?
Very good. Yes. Thank you.
Yeah, I guess I wasn't aware this was happening this morning. I just saw the emails.
Oh, okay. I believe I sent you the notification for the workshop, but
I thought I remember you saying you were scheduling it. I didn't have it on my calendar somehow. What's
okay.
happened so far? Anything?
Not much. We have no in-person attendees here in Vegas or in Carson City, but we've
Okay.
had some questions from our attendees online.
But Shane, we did get a question, and that's why you got an email today that I'm trying to find the answer to. And I think I have a partial answer, Brian. Brian Reeder, who works with the contracting community, had asked about any potential revenue impact to this. Brian, I did determine that there is still a flat rate for these applications. And I believe this portion that we're recommending removing just allows us to set a different fee depending on the area. And so, Shane, I don't know if you have any additional information on that.
I don't know that we've actually ever used this portion of the regulation, but it appears to me that if we have over a certain number of applicants, more applicants than there's space on the sign, then it goes to like a bidding process, and the person who I guess agrees to pay the most. I don't have the language right in front of me. I think it was fair market value.
Yes.
I don't know that we've ever used this, but yes, you still have the flat fee. This would only come into play if you have more applications than there is space. And I just don't know that we've ever had this happen.
Yeah, and there's another provision before that we're leaving in that does allow us to prioritize which businesses get advertised. So rather than charge a different fee depending on the market value and the location, it would just revert back to that, prioritization based on
proximity, right?
Yeah, proximity
Right.
primarily. So, and we do generate a little more information. Brian, since you asked about the revenue, currently this program generates about $250,000 per year that goes to our 511 system.
Okay, yeah, I appreciate the clarification. I don't think my guys are going to have too much concern with this.
Yeah, so we don't believe this change is going to impact that revenue in any way.
Perfect, thank you.
Shane, just for your awareness, we did delay the start to the meeting for about 5 minutes because I had a change of physical venue down here in Las Vegas. And I wanted to make sure that if anybody went to the wrong building, they had plenty of time to get over here. But other than that, everything is gone according to schedule.
Okay, that's great. Good to hear. Thanks, Justin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so when these things happen, you just would put a sign at the location that was noticed and direct them to the new location.
And I told, I did that, and I had them, the representative admin assistant who would be greeting them, directing them where to go.
Okay, perfect.
Shane, I've got a question for you. It was our intention that given our limited number of questions and comments that we would just keep the window open until 9:45. The public notice just said this workshop would happen at 9. Is that acceptable?
Yeah, sure. Didn't the notice say we're gonna go till 10 though? It says 9 to 10 on the website.
Okay. I thought I wrote 9 a.m., but if it says
Oh,
9 to 10,
I'm just looking at the website right now and it says 6:13, 9 to 10 headquarters. But I'm not looking at the actual notice, and that's really what we need to look at. Does it say 9:45, Justin?
I didn't say 9:45. It just said that I thought it said the workshop would begin at 9 a.m. and that there was no set end time. But I don't want to. If we have 9 to 10 on the website, then we should probably stick around until 10.
Agreed.
Yeah, it's only 15 more minutes. I mean, if
Yep, no
Sandra
problem.
needs to go or something, I'll
No,
stick on.
That's fine. We can stay till 10.
Okay. All right, Justin, looks like we're getting close. If you want to start winding this down.
Yeah, that sounds good. So I want to thank everybody for attending. Let's just make sure we've gone through and double check to make sure there are no more public comments or questions. Anybody online have anything else that they would like to add for the record? Okay, seeing no other comments, then we're going to move for an adjournment. Everything that was discussed today will be part of the report that we compile for the Legislative Council Bureau, and we will have a public hearing on this topic, which will be noticed at a later date. In the meantime, if there are any questions or comments that you have outstanding, feel free to reach out to me. The best way to reach me is either via telephone, 725-208-2771, or email jhopkins@dot.nv.gov. If there's nothing else, then I'm going to go ahead and conclude today's public workshop and stop recording.
Thank you, Justin. Thank you, Sandra, for